Hello my beautiful souls and welcome to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, my name is Jem, and in today's pick card reading, we're going to be discussing what is mysteriously attractive about you. So in pick card readings, you could view them how you like. You could watch whichever pile catches your eye. Also know that it's about taking what resonates and leaving the rest. The way I read tarot is about self-reflection. So take what resonates and leave the rest. You have your own free will to decide what is best for you. It is about trusting yourself. It is about believing in yourself. And it's about hyping you up. So before we hop into the pile selection, I want to let you guys know the different ways you can help out my channel. The biggest way is by subscribing and also checking out my personal readings. You can either get it in the bio, or you could click on the video and click on the link in the description. But you just click in Safari and then it pops up here. We have access to the 18 plus extended Patreons, or it's also in the description of each video as well. It's easier to go through the description. But anyways, we have the Pinterest board here. You could add cards to it as well. You just have to send me an email and let me know. Then we have some 18 plus extended cards here. If you're interested in checking those out, you could purchase a reading with those. We also have all the other decks. I'm like trying to list a deck each week, but I have a lot of decks, and the ones that are in the front are the most popular readings requested, and then we have some videos here down there if you're interested in any. But basically you just click on it. Okay, so here's images of the cards. So you can see what the cards look like, and then it's not only already percentage off, but the Valentine's Day, you just enter that code and you could get it for 30 bucks. And then we have the description of, so you just send me an email, what you want in the readings, what decks you want to see. So like you could also add an additional deck to the reading if you like. I also pull message cards and charms and initials at the end of every reading. If you don't want charms and initials, you could just ask me to include the Pinterest board. And yeah, so that's everything here. Thank you so much for listening. So let's hop into the pile selection. We got pile 1. So for pile 1, we have the Nectar card. This is what the card looks like. It's got a lot of black and white, and as you can tell from the jewelry I picked, I was getting a lot of masculine and feminine in this reading, especially with the images we chose. There's a lot of black and white. I even have the yin and yang symbol right here. So I was really getting like the feminine, the masculine at play. So especially with this card, that's why I chose this specific jewelry to match the readings that we're going to be having today. So yeah, so this is your card, the Nectar. It is about the nectar of the flower. We'll get more specifically into this card as when we get into your reading. But your image, your thumbnail image is of this guy and this girl. They're both extremely attractive. He's got this Spider-Man hoodie. He's wearing like this black outfit, as well as her. She's wearing all black. I think her t-shirt is like a graphic t-shirt. I don't know what's on it, but it kind of looks like candy or some sort of like, for lack of better words, like some sort of like wrappers and like trash. I don't know. But it looks like there's like some sort of graphic on it that could be like a very big graphic. That could also be what it is. He's like a bit tanner. He has like a cut on his lip. He has his ear, like a ton of earrings on his ear. His eyes look like greenish / like blue. He's got thick eyebrows. He's smiling. He's like looking at the camera. He's got like this longer length hair, and it looks like the back of it is like, it looks like the top of his hair is very long, and then the bottom part underneath the top is like very short. And he's got like a hoodie and then a jacket over the hoodie. It looks like they're in the city, some sort of skyscraper. It's giving like Spider-Man, you know, New York City. And the girl has bleached white hair. She's got also a ton of earrings on her ear. I was also thinking maybe like gauges. She's got beautiful, thick lips. She's wearing eyeshadow. She's giving him like a kissy face. She's blowing like a kiss at him. And she also has these dark, thicker eyebrows. So if that catches your eye, please pick pile 1. So for pile 2, we have the prayer. It kind of came a little bit in reverse, and this is what the image looks like. It's like a hand reaching out from the ground. It looks like there's a glacier, some sort of ice glacier behind, and a little like half gem here. So if that resonates, pick pile 2. For your images of this beautiful, stunning girl, she has a red lip, and her hair is so flowy. It looks healthy, oily, and just very like healthy hair. It's really long, wavy. She's got like a dress or like a shirt that looks like a blouse. It's has a ton of lace and these nice little buttons in the front. She also has puffy sleeves. And it looks like behind her is some sort of bedroom that has these beautiful like curtains, and like there's the windows behind her, like this big gigantic window behind her. So if that catches your eye, please pick pile 2. For pile 3, we have the riddle. It is, this is what the image looks like. And what number is this? Oh, I should be reading the numbers too. We'll talk about the numbers when we get into the reading. But for your image, pile 3 is of 2 people. One is this another stunning, beautiful girl with long, white, like grayish white hair. She has like a bunch of bangs framing her face. She has green eyes. She's wearing a black lip. She has eyeshadow. She has dark eyebrows. She's like smoking a cigarette. They look like they are around some sort of skyline. Or there's a skyline behind them. They're sitting either like on the roof of somewhere or like a balcony, it looks like. And she's wearing like a black dress that like tapers to her chest to show off her chest. And he's got a suit and tie. He looks like he could be holding something in his hand that's off frame. And he's got like longish hair in a ponytail tied back, and he's got framed pieces framing his face. He also has really dark eyebrows. His eyes are closed. But, I was kind of getting like, this reminds me of Gato from Jujutsu Kaisen a bit. And what else can I say? He's got one little earring, like hooped earring. It's gold on his ear. So yeah, if that resonates with you, please pick pile 3. Hello, my beautiful pile 1s. If you chose the Nectar card as well as this image, this will be your reading on what is mysteriously attractive about you. So we're going to put the Nectar card in the center. The Nectar card was a little bit off balance. And these are the other oracles that we have. I'm really excited to jump into it. So before we hop into the reading, I want to let you guys know I do sell personal readings. I have every single deck you see on my channel is listed there, and you could purchase your own personal reading for yourself. I have a ton of 18 plus extended decks, and yeah, so check that out. I also am going to have an extended reading on Patreon for this pile. So if you're interested, make sure to check out this link right over here. All right, let's hop into the reading. So we have all these cards, pre-shuffled oracles. Let's see where we want to put them. Okay, Paiwan. So, I already recorded this one, but I was like struggling with my words, so I ended up wanting to refilm it. Okay, so first off, let's talk about your thumbnail. So, what is mysteriously attractive about you, Paiwan? The first thing I'm getting, you have a great balance between the masculine and the feminine within you. So, if you notice in the image, there's a man and a woman. So, and also in here, we have the black and white, and also I specifically pulled the yin and yang symbol because this pile was really catching my eye with the yin and yang symbol. Um, and so the first thing I'm getting is that you have this great balance of masculine and feminine. I think you're also, if you look at your image, he looks like to be very charming. He looks like he's got a little smirk going on. He looking a little cheeky. He's looking a little cheeky. He's got a little smirk going on. You could be someone who's very flirtatious, charming, a little bit, I thought like a little bit maniacal, a little bit, what is it? Mischievous. And I think also that's like one side to you. And then there's the other side to you that's like this loving, sweet, kind, tender-hearted, like person. And that's where I'm getting like the feminine. I think you could have really beautiful lips. I think you could also have a really nice smile. People really like your smile. Um, I think you could have really nice earrings. There could be the earrings you wear is very attractive. And I think the clothing you wear, you could be really good at decorating yourself and really standing out in a crowd. People love your hair, the color of your hair, and your hairstyle. And I was also getting, you could have a very interesting earring in particular that people really like or find mysteriously attractive. And the outfits you wear, like if you notice he's wearing like a Spider-Man hoodie, and like it's the style of the hoodie that is in the way that it's made, it's like very attractive. So there could be something. I was also kind of getting like maybe you make your own clothes, um, or you style your own clothes or something like that. So that resonates. Those are the reasons to why people find you mysteriously attractive. With the cards here, what we literally got is child magical. So you are magically attractive. You have this magical inner child and you embrace your childlike fun. What is mysteriously attractive about you is the way you're able to see potential for sacred beauty in all things. The belief that everything is possible. I think you truly believe that literally everything and anything is possible. And you see this beautiful potential in even the most unattractive, negative things that people may, see. So, like, for example, like the example I gave in the last version of this reading that I did, the first one, I said, like, if you see like a broken down shack, right? This ugly looking shack, and it's like really run down, nobody's buying it, nobody wants to even buy it. They're like, oh, this is like so, yada yada. And the way you see it is like, this is beautiful. This is a beautiful thing. Like, you see the potential. You see the potential of this beautiful house that could be built here, or how this place could be renovated and made into this beautiful, creation. I think you could be magically creative. I think you have this or unlimited amount of creative potential. And another thing I wanted to say was you have a lot of options. You have an unlimited amount of options of where you want to dabble your life creations in. I know that sounds very vague. Let me give you a better example. Like you have a lot of options on which direction with path you want to take when it comes to your creative endeavors. You could be someone who's very creative. And I think you're also somebody who has a lot of options, believes in themselves, knows that they have a lot of options, and you could be somebody who is taking a lot of options. Like you're taking a lot of routes to see what works best, what's sticking to the wall, you know? It also says in this here, it says, life is a buffet, and I allow myself to choose whatever makes me happiest without limiting thoughts, like you can't put mac and cheese on your baked potato. So with this card, it's a funny little card. It actually made me laugh a little bit with the mac and cheese and potato. But you could be someone that's like very unique, very like strange, like some may say, but fuck them. You are very unique, beautiful, talented. You stand out, Pile One. You stand out. And you do maybe really interesting things. Like, for example, putting mac and cheese on your baked potato. And and that's what's so mysteriously attractive about you, Pile One, is the way that you make people can't keep their eyes off of you. With the things you do, with the way, you dress, with the way you just stand out. It is just who you are. Whether people like it or not like it, it doesn't matter. You stand out either way. And it's even the people who don't like it, can't help but find themselves to be attracted to you because you are somebody who pulls out that limiting belief, those limiting beliefs that those types of people hold on themselves. And I think that could be something specific about you, Pile One, is the way you're not holding yourself back anymore. It's the way you're not letting your limiting beliefs, like for example, oh, you can't do that. Like you're hearing other people's thoughts, right? And somebody's saying, oh my God, why is she putting mac and cheese on her baked potato? You hear it, you hear the thought, you pull it out, and you're like, I'm gonna do it anyways. I don't care. I want to do what makes me happy because this is what makes me happy. And if somebody has something to say about it, that's their problem. So that's what's very mysteriously attractive about you, Pile One, is the way that you have no limitations anymore. It's really giving me like Gojo, like limitless, like very limitless. You have limitless potential. I think another message I was getting is you're not scared of being rejected. You're not scared of things not working out because you trust yourself and you know that it's going to work out for you in the end. You trust yourself and you know it's always going to work out for you. I think you could definitely be a daydreamer. You could be definitely a dreamer. You're definitely giving me somebody who is a dreamer. Somebody who dreams and believes and fulfills their own prophecy. You think it and then you create it. And that's what's so magically, mysteriously attractive about you, Pile One. With the rejection card, for some of you, maybe this is a specific message for someone. Maybe you've been rejected in the past, whether it's a job opportunity, whether it was someone like a lover, a potential lover, whether it was just a path wasn't working out for you. Some sort of path you were trying to take was not working out for you. And you realized it didn't work out because it wasn't something that you wanted. You realized that, you know what? Like, rejection is divine protection. The reason why this didn't work out is because I didn't want it bad enough. And it's because this person or this job was not meant for me. And that is why it's like, you're not afraid of rejection because you know at the end of the day, everything's working out for your favor. You are lucky. You are lucky, Pile One. You are blessed. And you believe it to be true, too. And that's what's even more attractive. And it really allures people in. It really drives people in to want to know more about you because people are like, so you got people confused, Pile One. So people are like wondering. People really want to know. what's your secret? What's the secret? Oh my god, what is it? Victoria's Secret. You could be like a Victoria's Secret model or somebody who could like model. I just thought of like the Victoria's Secret angels or like stunting on them, the little catwalk. So what I'm also getting for you, pile one, is we have the Monsieur. We got the Miser and the Nectar. So with the Nectar and the Swan card here, they were talking about, in the two cards, talked about Hindu. So Hinduism, you could be studying up on Hinduism. Maybe you are somebody who is Hindu. You could be someone who maybe is Indian. It was definitely coming out in the cards. So that could be a specific message. Maybe the way that you study, the way that you practice those beliefs could be very mysteriously attractive. People could like your henna, like maybe you have like henna. People could like the way that maybe you put flowers or jewelry, like it could be the jewelry that you wear. There could be also something in particular about what's mysteriously attractive is your herbs, your remedies, the medicine, the elixirs you have, the natural, holistic remedies that you create that heal others. It's like you are somebody who, that could be something in particular, is you have like these those types of home remedies that really like make people feel better in a way of like, for some of you it's like placebo, it's kind of like it's the feeling of being healed, or it's like it's almost like the meditation. Maybe you meditate. That could be what's mysteriously attractive about you. It's the way that you it could be like the massages you give. It's like the way that those holistic type of medicines, like I don't know how to you know what I'm getting. You know what I'm trying to explain. Those types of remedies you have is very mysteriously attractive. People like the way you dabble into that. People like the way that you naturally take care of yourself. You're not somebody who wants to take medicine if they don't want to, or not if they don't want to. It's if they don't have to. You're like, listen, I'm going to try to heal myself the best way I know how, mentally and physically, and feeling good. And if I have to take medicine, I will. But I'm going to try to do it as much as I can without having to. So there could be something about that. I was also getting another side to the story that maybe for some of you, you may come from a very, I need the facts, I need the background information, I need the test studies, I need the evidence to believe it from a logical perspective if this like type of medicine works. And you may not be somebody who's holistic, but you're starting to maybe dabble into a little bit more holistic remedies as a way of like understanding that if you feel happy, you are a lot more healthier because it's also your mentality. So there could be something about you stepping more into that, because like, for example, sometimes when you're unhappy, your nervous system literally creates more problems and more health problems. So it's like from that approach, if you know what I'm saying. So that could be what's mysteriously attractive about you, is the way that you are stepping into like meditation and naturally healing yourself and eating more, fiber and fruits and vegetables, and really healing your, like doing the things, these little activities, these little things, these little remedies that make you just feel happier. And it's not only making you feel happier, but it's healing you in like, it's healing your happiness. It's healing you as well. So I was getting that. And then the swan here. So the swan here says, effortlessly creative, sensitive, mystic. I think you could be someone who's maybe very sensitive to the, to the unknown. You could be someone who really like you are really reflective with yourself and really able to see deep down within your conscious mind. It's giving me like a guru. Or what are those like teachers? Hold on. I followed this new guy on YouTube that I thought was absolutely great. Because I was trying to like cure my anxiety, because I was having anxiety the other day. And this guy popped up and it literally didn't turn back. I haven't turned back since, because he was amazing. Crap, hold on. This guy. Maybe you want to check him out. But there was like some things about like anxiety. He just like seems like such a wise teacher. This could be also what's really attractive about you. This could be your personality. This is like who you are. It's just somebody who's very laid back, calm, relaxed, and like somebody who is coming from a place of their soul rather than their ego. You have somebody who you're really healing your ego and not letting your ego, get in the way. And that's what's really attractive about you, Paiwan. You're very in tuned with your ego. You're very aware of your ego. You're very creative. You're very sensitive to the unknown. You're very sensitive to your unconscious mind. You have elegant power. You're very elegant. The way you dress is also very elegant. You could be someone who's very fluid in the way that you write, in the way that you create. It says this potent healing energy is not to be taken for granted or taken lightly. When the Swan card appears, your soul is calling for attention, for solo time. An inner voice is waiting to be heard, an inner vision. So you could be also somebody who maybe is aggressively healing. Like you are aggressively healing yourself, wanting to like fix yourself in a way. But it's also like you are allowing it to take its time and take its course. I was also getting like you have this inner voice that you're very in tune with your inner voice, and you're also somebody who has a lot of healing energy. What's mysteriously attractive about you is the way that you heal others. People feel healed just being around you. Okay, and then the last card we have is the Monsieur. It's stubbornness and inflexibility, and it's in reverse. In this card, it talks about this store owner, somebody who owns a business, and they're counting how much their dimes, basically counting all the limited amount. All these cards remind me of like ego. Like this deck, I think, is all about reflecting against your ego. And this card in particular talks about being very stubborn and inflexible. And it's in reverse though. So I think that is like the opposite of who you are. Or you're becoming. And in this card, it talks about a store owner, somebody who's counting the little dimes that they have, the little amount of money that they have. And they're not letting anybody else in. They're not letting anybody else, come and help them. People are coming in, like, there's like customers that like walk by, and there's people that, it was like basically saying like, there was somebody that was trying to suggest how we could grow this business. And instead of like hearing them out and allowing in change and growth, it was like, no, we need to stick to what I know works, or what has been working. We have to stick to the script. We have to stick to history. We have to stick to what has been working. And being very stubborn in that. And in this card, it was saying like, in the reversed version of that, it was saying that could be someone who you're dealing with, or that could be who you are. And that could be something that you're healing, is learning how to allow others in, to allow change in, to allow other people's opinions, other people's, expertise, and really allow in change, because businesses do not survive unless they're able and willing to adapt. So you could be very adaptable and really great with change and finding different solutions. So that's what I have for you. So let's see what cards we get see what cards we get. I'm going to cut the deck in half and see what we get. Eager to show you off. I think what's mysteriously attractive about you is the way that you maybe show off. It could be the way that people show you off. It could be the way that you don't even mean to show off, but it's almost like you're constantly being shown off in the way that you're constantly in people's like eyes. You know what I mean? Like people are constantly keeping tabs on you, or you're constantly being on people's like pages and in the front of people's like, you know, view, because you're just so interesting, pile one. We have your intelligence is so sexy. I'm not going to put this one down because I need to cross out that word because I get demonetized for that. What else do we have? You could be athletic. That could be also what's very mysteriously attractive about you. We have best friend. You could have a best friend that's maybe a little bit controlling and has like this, you know, or maybe there could be something about you being that way towards them. Or it could be maybe your best friend is imagining you in bed. That could be something. Okay, for some of you. We have I am in control of my own life. You could be someone who's very independent. We have blind. Maybe there's something you may be blind to. Or your best friend could be blind to this, and it could be something about needing for control. I'm sorry. Holy fuck. What that? I don't know what just happened. Something got stuck in my throat. Sorry about that. I just thought of like healing properties of chocolate or something. There could be something about like eating chocolate. We have tall. We have Indian. We have confidently sexy. So you're very confident. Let's see what last one we get is first kiss. Okay, so that is what I have for you, pile one. I hope you enjoyed your reading. Make sure to check out the extended if you're interested. It's on my Patreon and the link is in the description. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile twos. If you chose this prayer card as well as this image, this will be your reading on what is mysteriously attractive about you. So before we hop into the cards, I want to let you know that I do sell personal readings. I have all my decks listed there. I have my 18 plus decks there, and I also have readings that range from long readings like 1.5 hours long to readings that are just 15 minutes for $22. So if you're interested, make sure to check that out. And I have also, I'm going to be filming a extended reading to this pile on my Patreon, so make sure to check that out if you're interested. It will be in the description. Okay, so these are the cards we have for you. We have the prayer, we have the brawler, we have generosity. I love the little pale yellow that we have in this reading so far. It's a very beautiful color. We have shapeshifter. Hold on, let me move these cards up. Okay, and then we have the, let's put this one over here, the guide, and we have the lizard, and we have peace. Okay, pile two. So we got a lot of interesting cards here. We got a big story, but first, before we get into that, I said that about like 6 million times, sorry. Your image, pile two. Let's talk about the messages I'm getting from your image. So what is mysteriously attractive about you is the way that you're able to have your hair done looking stunning 24/7, okay? Also, what the hell's going on with that makeup, okay? The fact that your makeup is always on point, looking stunning 24/7, that's why people are like, how the Mysteriously attractive. That's what's mysteriously attractive about you, pile two. And your outfits? Are you kidding? Are you joking, right? Um, so you're stunning. You're gorgeous. Your hair is like, how do you keep your hair so healthy? I don't understand. And your makeup, who like rarely anybody can look good in red lipstick. But when it comes to you, goddamn, there's just something about it. Um People could love your outfits, your blouse. You look good in like lace. You could look really good in like you could look good in like pilgrim clothing. Like it's giving like the dress that she's wearing, it's giving like old style like um what is that? Gothic era. The Gothic era. Um and it's giving like princess slash like oh my god, princess, what is it? Princess Bride. Have you ever seen that movie? I'm really getting that. But okay. So anyways, that's what I'm getting with you. You're just like stunning, pile two. And that's what's mysteriously attractive about you is that people wonder how you do it. People wonder how you do it. But besides that, what is also very attractive about you, pile two, is the way that you are so generous, like you are so genuine and you are so generous. You're very generous to others, you're very loving, you're very caring. You're very like I just thought of like maybe soft spoken. I think you also have a great sense of divine feminine. You are really stepping into your divine feminine, or you have like this beautiful part of your soul that has this beautiful sense of divine feminine. You don't have to be feminine. You don't have to be a female. You could be a male, and but there's this sense of like nurturing, loving, letting go type of energy from you that is just so attractive. I think another thing that I'm getting is you know when to pick fights and when to just let it fucking go. That could be something that maybe you're working on or building too, or you are just already the type of person that really is focusing more on their own peace. You prioritize your peace rather than trying to convince somebody, get somebody to validate how you feel, or trying to change somebody in the way they act towards you. You are done trying to convince people to believe you. You are done trying to convince people to, think a certain way or believe a certain thing or to believe you. You're done. You're done. You're like, you know what? I don't give a damn. If you believe me, if you, validate me, I'm not here to validate. Like, I'm not here to validate you. I'm not here to, get your approval. I'm not here to prove myself. I don't give a goddamn what you think. It's really giving that energy. It's also giving, like, you are, like, very peaceful, like, loving soul, pile two. And that's what's mysteriously attractive about you. You may be very soft-spoken and don't really say much, but from the limited amount of words you speak, people get this sense of calm and peace that just radiates off of you. And inner power. You speak very like minimal, and the words you speak are influential and powerful. And they make their motherfucking mark. I'm also getting like you trust yourself. You trust your own divine power and role in your life. Like, you are your own guide. That's the thing, is like you're somebody. Okay, what I'm getting with this is we have the prayer and guide. So for some of you, you guys could believe in prayer. You guys could be somebody who prays. You could be somebody who maybe believes, in a higher power, believes in God, believes in whoever, whatever it is you believe in. It's like you believe. Okay. You guys could be somebody who prays, and that could be what's mysteriously attractive about you. And another thing I'm getting is like, but also not only do you pray, right? And you pray as a way of showing God or showing the universe, right? That you appreciate the amount of luck and divine power and blessings you've been given. It's a way of gratitude and showing gratitude and showing, like almost in a way of paying respects. But also it's a way of like, in this definition of this specific card, it talks about how prayer and praying serves as a way to look beyond our ego, right? To look beyond of what we are capable of and to look at the things that are outside of our control. And praying serves as a way of letting that go. So like it says, perhaps it is simply to surrender or service, whatever prayer is for you. This card reminds us of its importance. Get quiet, low, humble, and soft. Bow and touch the ground as your heart lifts the sky. Though it may be uncomfortable, it is time. So some of you may not pray. Some of you may be very against praying, or just not very against, but like have never done it. Or maybe like some of you may have like religious like trauma. But there's this sense of, for some of you, stepping into this, like, everybody has their own ways of praying, and this could be something that maybe helps you to further help surrender to letting go of the things that are outside of your control, aka how people react to you or how people react, and choosing your own inner peace, right? With this brawler card and this piece here. The brawler card talks about somebody who is always trying to pick fights with people or always trying to confront. There's a confrontation everywhere you look with the brawler. The brawler is somebody who butt heads a lot with everybody. And it also said at the end of the card, it said you may have like somebody in particular that you haven't resolved conflict with yet. And it's saying like, how can we come from a place of peace and love and having like open and honest communication from our inner child. So that could be how you handle conflict, pile 2 already. Like you are somebody who picks your own fights. Like you're not somebody who's like, I don't need to prove myself to you. I'm not here to fight with you. I'm telling you how I feel. And, you either like, I get to choose how I want to handle this situation. It's in my power. But how you handle it is not in mine. I can't control what you do. I can't control how you react. And I will pray for you. I'll pray for you and I'll wish you the best. But, I also don't owe you anything. So there's this sense of like, prayer is another way of like learning how to surrender. It's also another way to show gratitude towards your blessings and to the divine and your luck that you've been receiving. I think a part of you also, this could be a card saying that this could be something you're stepping into. Some of you may be already doing that, and that is something that's very attractive to you, is the way that you can just surrender and use prayer as like almost like an outlet, as a way to cope with not being able to control others and just, surrendering to and letting go and being like, you know what, I'll pray for you. And the guide here is almost like you also believe that you are your own guide. You pray to yourself. And you are your own, like, in a less like weird way, like the best way that I could describe it is like you are a god. And I know people are like, "Oh, you should never call yourself a god or whatever." Yeah, oh, okay, yeah. There's the universe, there's other things outside of our control. Yeah, we can't, yeah, yeah. Okay? But when it comes to your life, you are your own god to your own life. You know what I mean? You get to choose how you want to spend your life. You get to choose which direction you want to lead yourself. And like this card is talking about you are your own guide. You trust yourself. You trust your intuition. You trust your own deep down like feelings about things, and you are able to trust yourself and believe yourself and turn inwards towards yourself and be like, okay, instead of depending on something outside of me to tell me what to do, I'm going to ask myself, what do I want to do? What do I feel is best for me? I trust myself. And that is what is mysteriously very attractive about you, pile 2, is the way that you are able, you're very self-reliant, you're very independent, and you're very sure of yourself. You're very secure in yourself and the way that you believe in yourself. You are somebody who manifests everything and anything. You have a great sense of manifestation inside of you. You have this magical power to manifest everything you've ever wanted. And you are so lucky and you are so blessed. Truly, truly. It's almost like you have this like connection to the universe that not a lot of people have. We have collaboration and we have the lizard. So you could be somebody who's really stepping into learning how to collaborate better with others, learning how to shapeshift yourself into navigating different scenarios, different situations within your own consciousness. So, for example, you may struggle or have struggled in the past with learning how to deal with others, wanting to control how people do and like what people think, or how people, like, for example, you may have struggled. What? You may have struggled with teamwork and working with others and allowing other people's, opinions and stuff in. And this shapeshifter card is letting me know that this is like a thing that you've been navigating, healing, and getting better at. And it's like by working through your conscious mind and working through the levels of your conscious mind, you're able to better collaborate and build better relationships with others. And it is making you so magical and so magically attractive that the more you're able to collaborate and put yourself out there and build, working with others, the better you are becoming. There's just something about it. Pile 2. I'm also getting, maybe for some of you, maybe you're somebody who really just has their own inner peace and likes to really spend time with themselves. But, and you're very, like, you're definitely a leader. But I think you could be maybe dabbling in a little bit of, stepping out there and stepping out into the world. And, us humans are naturally sociable creatures. So there could be really a big sense of, finding ways to put the ego aside and really like building healthy connections with others. And it's so beautiful, pile 2. It's so beautiful. I think with the shapeshifter card too, which is very interesting, is like in the Wild Unknown tarot deck, or Wild Unknown oracle deck, it talks about the different levels of healing. It talks about, first is like self-awareness. Then the second comes to like, putting your things at practice. And then it's like the toppest level is like really like, having your third eye really open, right? And being like, you're like at that level of really being most connected to the universe, most in tuned with the universe. And those are the levels that you're building up. It's almost like those, the root chakra. Think about the chakras. You are stepping up the ladder of getting to that crown chakra. I think it's either crown or third eye. But whatever one's the highest, it's like you're building to that point. And every single part of you is opening its pathways and its like airways, like each point of blockage in your body is being healed. And that's what's so magically attractive about you, is the way that you are breaking those barriers and your connectivity and like the way that your aura and the energy, the positive energy you are like leaking out of your body is really attracting people to you. For the lack of better words, it's like you are creating a magnet. You are becoming a magnet and you are attracting those things. That is what's attractive about you, is the feeling people get when just being around you. We have the lizard here, and the lizard talked about you're very instinctual, you're very sensitive to the subtle, you're a dreamer. It also says, as if it has a sixth sense, the lizard hears what is yet to be spoken, sees what is yet to be manifested. Although it is an amazing gift, it may wear down the wizard. The wizard. You could be like a wizard. The lizard. Big crowds, lots of travel, and overstimulation may drain the lizard of its magical essence. This card is an indication to pull back from the bright lights and big city. Return to the innermost artist. Who is whispering your name? It says, when in balance, artistic, telepathic, spiritual. When out of balance, you may have a lisp. Exclusive, non-committal, and flaky. So there could be something about what's magically attractive about you is your commitment, your determination to your artistic abilities. You could be stepping into becoming more consistent. And you could be very telepathic as well. Like you're able to really understand and really dig deep down to the bottom of your own unconscious mind, as well as better understand where people can come from, because you're really able to put yourself in other people's shoes. And that's where the sixth sense comes from, is like you are able to hear what is yet to be spoken and see what is yet to be manifested. I think you're also very good at manifestation just for yourself, like manifesting your own dream life. You could definitely be a dreamer. And also, if you look at your image, she looks like she just woke up from a dream, like she's a dreamer. So you could be stepping into that era of your time where you're taking more action towards your dreams. And you could also be really good at, you just have like great instincts. And I also thought of like maybe even survival instincts. You're that type of person in like a horror movie that would last to the very end. And listen, don't get me wrong, we're not in a horror movie. There's no need to be constantly in survival mode, but that's just a little message that came in. It was like, hey, by the way, So trust you, like you have a good ability to trust yourself and trust your own ability to see the red flags and notice when something's not not right. So that's what I'm getting. But yeah, that is what I have for you. Let's see what messages we get for you with these message deck. So I'm just going to split the deck in half. So we have too shy to approach you. There could be someone that maybe wants to approach you, or maybe you want to approach somebody and you could be feeling too shy to approach them. And there could be something about like, make your mark, take your action, it's better to know than to not know, because you don't want to fear, or you don't want to regret not taking action, because there was a message that I saw on the Pinterest board that was really great recently that said something about like regret hurts more than the fears at the moment. Like you're scared, yeah, but it's better to like step up and take that action and see that rejection is not really that scary. Like maybe even rejection therapy could be something, like really just starting to step out into the world and like talking to random people. And even if they look at you like you're fucking crazy or that you have like a big fucking bug on your face, you're like, okay. And then you just run off like a crazy person. You know, like, it's better to just, like, not care. Who cares? Like, if you make a fool of yourself, if you trip over and fart while you're, like, trying to ask somebody for their number, like, they may laugh and be like, you know what, here's my number. Like, there's no need to fear. So, you know, shoot your shot. We got, I want you to be happy. You can be very happy, pile 2. You get me very happy. Oh my god. And you radiate confidence. You radiate a lot of confidence. We have glow up. I just saw watching and waiting. We have Hispanic. You could be Hispanic. We have get jiggy with it. Get jiggy with it. Get jiggy with it. Ooh, and we have your drive is so attractive. We have I'm jealous of you. And it says, can you handle my lifestyle? People could be jealous of how lucky you are. And you know where luck comes from? Believing in yourself. Stepping out and believing in yourself. Taking action is how you become lucky. Because every time you take action, 90% of the time it works out for you. Every time you take the risk, 90% of the time it works out for you. And that is how you become lucky. That is how you become lucky. People who don't and fear and say like, oh, you know, it's just not going to work out for me. That's why they're not lucky, is because they choose to be not lucky. And that's where you get your luck from, pile 2. We have wearing a mask with you. So that is what I have. There could be also, for some of you, there could be a little bit of delusion, like around. It doesn't matter if people are jealous of you. It doesn't matter if people are wearing masks with you. Trust yourself. So that is what I have for you, pile 2. I hope that helps. Thank you so much for watching. And if you're interested, we do have an extended to this reading. So check that out on my Patreon. Thank you so much. Bye. Hello, my beautiful pile 3s. If you chose the riddle, as well as this image, this will be your reading on what is mysteriously attractive about you. So before we hop into the reading, I want to let you guys know that I do sell personal readings. So if you'd like your own personal reading from me, you can purchase it over at this link. It is in the description and in the bio. And I do have 18 plus tarot card decks. I also have a bunch of readings that range from an hour long, an hour and a half long, to all the way down to 15 minutes. And they're all at different price range. So yeah, check that out. And you could pick your own tarot card or oracle deck for those readings. And we're going to have an extended reading to this pile. So if you want to check it out, it will be on the Patreon. Okay, let's hop into the cards. So we have the riddle. The Riddler! You know, the Riddler! We got the Eros. We got 2 little circles here. Oh! And then we have, I wanted to put it in here, but it looks like 2 eyeballs and a nose. And also something else. So we got this Sentinel. Sentinel, interesting. We have protection. We have space. We have the unicorn. We have memory. And we have trust and destroyer. I miss doing tarot card readings. It's been like not even a couple days, but I just love pulling all the different cards. Sound like such a nerd. Okay. So first we're going to hop into your thumbnail image and talk about your thumbnail image. So what is mysteriously attractive about you? I think the way that maybe you put up your hair. It could be also the outfits you wear. Maybe you are constantly dressing very formal. This could be a work-related, like how people view you from work. Like if you're constantly dressing up in a suit and tie, if you work at a very formal, white-collar type of job, people could really like the way you dress. You could be very stylish. You could look very sexy in a suit and tie. If you're not in like a white collar type of job, maybe there's just something about the way you style yourself, the way people could be mysteriously attracted to the long hair you have. You could have long hair. People could like your long hair. People could just find, maybe people who even aren't really like that attracted to long hair, for some reason find you mysteriously attractive with your long hair. You know what I mean? Like you make, like it's almost like people find you, people may not typically like if you're a man with long hair, people may not typically like men with long hair, but the way that you wear it is like, damn, like he ate, like he eating, he cooking, he looking good. There's just something about the way that you style it, the way that you make it look, you know? You're the one who adds. It's not the long hair, it's you that makes it look good. Um I think also um that could be the in the same way of like the black lipstick. You know, people don't typically like black lipstick, but it's the way that you wear it. It's the way that it looks on your lips. It's the makeup that you wear that looks, you know, so eye-catching, mysteriously intriguing. And the way that your hair frames your face, maybe you have some really interesting bangs that catches people's eyes. You could have very beautiful collarbones. Um, Maybe you wear like a one piece that's like a, maybe you wear like blazers, or you could wear like a suit, like a one piece suit for the women that's like almost like a off the shoulder top and then it connects to the pants. It's like a one piece. That could be like eye catching and interesting, and people are like, oh, look at that. Like, that's cool. What else could be mysteriously attractive? People could find you mysteriously attractive on the way that you, where you go to maybe smoke. Could be like the location could be very mysteriously attractive. People may want to come up to you in certain like interesting locations. Like, for example, maybe this image is like these two people don't know each other, but they always seem to be in the same location or like somehow walk into each other, and they're like, I don't know what it is, but you seem to attract me. There's something about you that keeps me wanting to come up to you or speak with you for some reason. Um, or start up a conversation. So that's what I'm getting. Also, people could like the way your nails look. You could have like a very unique color on your nails. Um, Maybe how long your hair is. You could have really, really long hair. Also, your eye color. People may want to start up a conversation about your eyes. Um, and that could be a way of somebody flirting as well. I think there could be something about like being in the city somewhere, city skyline behind us, maybe an apartment complex, maybe somebody in an apartment complex. Um, Maybe you sit on your like patio, or like you sit on your little balcony, or you like, you know, lean out the window a little bit to like smoke, and maybe that has caught somebody's eye, and it's like mysteriously attractive the way that you just take up space. So that is what I have with the image. Let's get into the cards here. Okay, so I read only a bit of your cards, but I want to make sure that I say this now so I don't forget. But what I'm really getting, pile three, what is first off, you are mysterious. Like, just flat out, you are mysterious. People want to know more about you. People want to get to know you. People want to know what you do for a living. People want to know, you are like a question on everybody's mind. You are like the riddle that people can't solve for some reason. People try to put a label on you, but they just can't seem to. Like, they just can't seem to define you. I think you are very determined. You are very confident. Those are all things that make you mysteriously attractive. I think you are also, you are like somebody who, oh my God. Pile 3, like, there's so many wonderful things about you, but you're literally like Gojo. Like, you have the ability to wear a blindfold and still be able to see where you're walking because you have this crazy sense, like sixth sense to you, where you're able to see the unknown. There's this like, you're able to see the future. People are like, the unicorn talks about the third eye. You could be working your way up to your third eye, could be healed. You could be really in tuned with your third eye. You're really in tuned with yourself, your unconscious mind. You're able to see your unconscious mind. Many people don't unlock that power of seeing the unknown within them, but you can. You see right through it, right through your mirror, right? And you see that ego. You see right, you stare into its soul. Like, you can stare into your own soul and know exactly who you are. And you're able to trust yourself, believe in yourself. I was also getting like, have you ever watched the anime Solo Leveling? I'm getting like, you are so focused and driven on your goal and your, like, where you want to go and end up in your direction in life, that you don't let any distractions steer you in the wrong way. Like, you don't let people distract you. You don't fall into temptations. You don't let social media, TV, drugs, alcohol addictions, lust. You don't let anything distract you from what your goal is. I was also getting like some messages from like Elden Ring, because we have this sentinel here and this big ass fucking shield. Have you ever watched like somebody play Elden Ring and there's this tree sentinel? When you first enter the game, there's this tree sentinel that's in the middle of this field, and he's very freaking strong and he beats your ass, and he's got this humongous shield. And in the card, it talks about somebody who is like, I'm going to protect this very thing till I die. Like, I am not going to give up, and I'm not going to let anybody take this from me, or I will, like, I have my own, I'm willing to sacrifice anything for this and to protect this. So people could, what is mysteriously attractive about you is what you're protecting. That could be one thing, is the way that you protect. People could find mysteriously attractive about you is your protection, like the way that you protect yourself, the way that you, what you're protecting. People want to know. There could also be something about the way that you keep information to yourself, like certain information. And also, there's something about, let me reread the Sentinel real quick. It says, the figure stands at the gates, faceless in their armor, hidden by the great shield. Like, they're hiding behind the shield. It says, it's the pinnacle of guardianship. They know the value of what they are willing to protect and what they are protecting. So you know the value. Okay. There could be something that you are protecting and you're building towards that you see like tremendous like amount of value towards. Tremendous amount of value. And you have a certainty. You know for a fact that this is going to work for you and that this is going to be, the direction that you want to take, go towards. And even though it may be scary, or it may be there was like this there was like this image of, I know I have it somewhere on my Instagram, but I'm not gonna pull it up. It was like the game Silent Hill, and the guy's running through the forest, and it said something around the lines of, you know, that's when you know that you're going on your path and not somebody else's path, is when it's unclear, because you are carving your specific path out that is meant just for you, and nobody else has done it. So that's why it's unknown. That's why it's, a little scary. That's why it's clouded, because you don't know where, like, how you're going to get there. But you're like, I don't need to see. I don't need to see it. I feel it. I know it. I am confident in this. I'm certain of it. And that is what's so mysteriously attractive about you, Pile 3, is the way that you are so, even though you can't see it, you know exactly what you're manifesting, and you are manifesting that shit fucking fast. Quickly. You're making big moves, big money moves, Pile 3. I think another thing too that I'm getting is like, you're willing to protect this at all costs, even if it means, to risk your life, to like risk, serious, like to make a big risk towards this, because this is your purpose. This is who you are. This is the purpose you serve. People, like, back to the solo leveling thing that I was saying, in the show, he just like, you remember how the show, it's like, I don't know if you've seen it. For some, maybe this is your sign to watch that anime, but it's like, he gets this like power to like grind and basically level up so freaking fast past anybody else, and become like literally an S rank, higher than anybody else could ever. And he's making such great changes because he's putting in the work and like he's literally mastering every skill possible, and every single level he's getting is like he's getting something higher power, building more knowledge, getting stronger and stronger and stronger. And that's like with you, Pile 3, is you are becoming unstoppable, and more powerful. And another thing too is, people see this, people can't keep their eyes off of you because of like how quickly you're moving. Not only that, but how fast you're moving, and like how powerful you are becoming, how strong you are becoming, how strong-minded and certain and determined and focused. You are like extremely focused. And people are like trying to like find ways. Some people are trying to find ways to like, not on purpose, but some things are like, sometimes trying to distract you a little bit, and you're like, no. Excuse me, no. You don't let anything distract you from your goal, from your like mission. You are on a fucking mission, Pile 3. And it is mind-boggling, it is inspirational, it is just like crazy. It is craziness. People are like, holy shit. Like, Pile 3, people are all rooting for you too. People are like, get on Pile 3's freaking. So Pile 3 was born for greatness. Like, let's just straight up. Another thing too is, what is like, you are just mysterious. People are like people are trying to get to know like what it is you're doing, what it is you're up to. I don't think you're afraid to like really, put that out there. But there's something you're really protecting in the moment, and it's like, you're slowly small, like there's like this something small that it's like building up, and you have this shield like protecting it at its weak point. It's at a weak point right now, and it's susceptible, but as it's growing stronger and stronger, and like the, outside surface of it is becoming stronger and stronger, it's like it's building the strength to withstand anybody's opinions or people trying to like crack the system or whatever, or like break it down. It's like, it's not happening anymore. You can't, it's, nothing will get in the way of this working for you. Nothing. So yeah, and it's crazy intense. You're intense, Pile 3. I think another thing is the way that you trust yourself. It says, I trust that everything will be okay in the end, partly because I simply know it in my gut. You know it in your gut. You are not afraid of the unknown, Pile 3. That is what's so mysteriously attractive about you, is the way you're willing to take risks, the way you're willing to not be afraid of the unknown, and really trusting yourself and trusting your abilities. And it says, it's also because it is way more fun to live with trust and confidence than to be a defensive wiener. You're definitely not somebody who's defensive. I think you're also like very trusting in yourself and very confident in yourself, but you're also very open to learning from others. You're a learner, and that's what's keeping you constantly growing, is the way that you're able to constantly adapt to new teachings that you've learned. The unicorn here too, you could be also maybe recently getting a new, like, you could be at a point where you could be a philosopher. You could be somebody who is really big into philosophy or abstract thinking and problem solving. You have like eureka moments, like constantly. You're constantly problem solving. You are such a problem solver that seriously nothing gets in your way. There's no barriers. None of that shit affects you. None of that shit makes you sad. It's like you're kind of like, what do I do? Like, what's the next move? You allow yourself to be upset maybe a day, and then you're like, okay, what do I do next? What's the next move? How are we going to change? And it's like, that is like seriously like rich mentality right there. Like, you are destined for richness. And also it's like you are unstoppable. That's what's making you unstoppable, is the way that you're able to adapt. I think another thing too that I'm getting, it says in the riddle, you could be like a riddler. Basically, you ask people questions, or like you say statements that really make people think. You are so mysterious that like you may say something that sticks in people's minds for a very long time. And they question and they think about it over and over and over, and they think about it in new ways too, from like new like perspectives. So like, for example, I can't think of like anything better, like a better example, so stay with me. But you know that song, right? Kendrick Lamar, where he's like dissing Drake, and he's like, you trying to strike a chord, but it's probably A minor. Like that specific lyric, okay? If you think about that lyric, he says maybe like 4 or 5 words, like a couple words, right? And what he said could be interpreted in like a bunch of different ways, 3 different ways, right? You're trying to strike a chord, so A minor is literally a lyrical term. So like there's an A minor in when you play like piano, that's like a specific like lyrical term. And then A minor is also referring to the disses that were directed specifically towards, the controversy, directly like geared towards Drake and the problems that was going on, or like the weird shit that was going on with him. So it's like, for the lack of a better example, it's like you say things that could be interpreted in so many different ways, and it really gets people questioning and thinking about it for a really long time. And then finally they have like this aha moment, and like, oh my god, I finally just understood what Pile 3 meant. Pile 3 is so freaking wise. Like, people look up to you, and people are like, you're very in tune with your mentality. You're so like zen and also mentally like healed and really like, you know, working through the your healing process, that it's transforming your whole life. And people find you to be so wise. Um so not only do you give aha moments to other people, but you have aha moments yourself. Like you're constantly viewing what people say and thinking really intently and really trying to understand what people say to such deep levels. Like you may watch podcasts or like listen to like people's stories or what people have learned, and you may be like, I don't quite understand exactly what this means just yet, but let me keep thinking about it until you feel like an aha moment, like, wow, okay, now I understand what they meant. Now I know, now I understand, now I comprehend what they mean. So, yeah, you're very like philosophical, and you're very like such an abstract thinker, and it's very attractive. It's very mysterious. Your words may be very vague, but it's like it means so many different things, and that's what's mysteriously attractive about you. We also have the Eros. So let me read what the Eros says. This is like at the end of the book. It's called the. It's part of these, I think. It's the Annotations. I might be dyslexic. Is it actually the Annotations? It may not be. I think I might just be a little bit, Oh no, I was right. Okay. It says love as desire, eroticism, sensuality. Wow. It says though Eros can be depicted as unbridled sexuality and eroticism, a more com I'm having a stroke. Compl complantation. Like, wait. What is the word? Not compensate. What? Contemplate. Contemplative. You know what? Whatever. We're gonna go with that. Understanding of this archetypal energy leads us to the root of the desire itself. What do we long for? What are we awakened by love? What makes us hesitant in the face of intimacy? Eros reconnects us with the primal longing to merge with another human being. Nature, music, art, plants, food, or anything that we perceive we are separate from. Eros allows us to momentarily unite. Our hearts embrace otherness, and in doing so, we further understand our own. Our life force awakens. This card reveals an inevitable invitation. Let me look up what that word means. I think that's like, I want to say invitation, but it says refers to the act of entering a group, society, role, or ceremony marked this transition. It could also mean starting something new. Okay. Into love's labyrinth, you may find yourself swirling in a new territory of desire and sensuality. Explore the labyrinth with a curiosity and honest heart. And remember, though the way is circuitous. Yo, there's some big words. You could speak some really big words. You could be very poetic. You could be very outspoken, intellectual. Um and the words you speak are sometimes hard for people to understand. You're always being led towards its center through the way it is circuitous. Circuitous.
Circuitous.
Circuitous?
Circuitous.
The route or journey longer than the most directed way. Interesting. And it says passion, playfulness, sexual health, and then it says when in dark, madness, projection, obsession. You could be very obsessive, pile 3. Very obsessive towards your goals. Eros makes me think of like ego. It's kind of giving me a bit of like the ego. It's kind of like when you think of the devil card, it's like the devil card talks about sexuality, sensuality. You could be very sexual, very sensual. People find you very sexy, pile 3. People find you very, very sexy. You have this like dance, almost like a part of you feels like it's like dancing with the devil. There's like a part of you that people feel scared of. They see a part of themselves that they fear inside you. And it's almost like they want to get closer to it. It's almost like the sense of like dancing with the devil. And people may see like this sense of evil to you, but that's their own limiting beliefs of like not willing to dabble in being maybe, for example, they may have traumas when it comes to their sensuality, so they repress themselves sexually. And for you, it's like you're very open to that. Maybe, let's say, that's just an example that I have. And but they can't help but still be attracted to you in some way. It's like you call them, like they feel called to you because it's like their body is literally telling them this is what you need to heal. The Eros here is also giving me love as desire. It's giving me the idea that I was contemplating on the other day, where it's like the reason why we chase goals, the reason why we chase our dreams, for some of us, it's for validation. For some of us, it's to be loved by others. For some of us, it's like we don't need to have all this money and to be rich and living lavish lives. You know, we could be happy with nothing. If you really think deep down into like Buddhism, I think, where they have those like yogis that just meditate with absolutely nothing. They conquer their minds and they learn that they don't need anything to be happy. They can literally be in the mountains with absolutely nothing, not even freaking like only robes. They shave their heads. They don't have anything outside of them, and they're still able to be happy. Sometimes like we chase dreams to feel something. We chase dreams to fill that void that we have within ourselves. And like for you, pile 3, you've already healed that. It's almost, or you're healing that. It's like you've realized your ego, you see your ego in the face and you're like, I'm not chasing these dreams and what my purpose is. I'm not going to let my ego sabotage that. I'm not going to do this as a way of, you know, getting validation from others. It's not about others anymore. I'm doing this for my own happiness. I'm doing this for me. And I'm doing this to see what I'm capable of, to see how I can achieve my goals, because this is what makes me happy. It's not about getting the validation for the money you have. It's not about how people are gonna view you or how people are gonna, you know, validate you or whatever. It's not about receiving love from, like, for example, like let's say your parents' approval because finally you made money. It's not about that. It never was about that. And like that's sometimes when people are stepping into like really getting like rich or like really starting to get a lot of money and like realizing and they finally get that you know what they've always dreamt of. Some people have this realization that it's like, wow, like now that I have everything I've ever wanted, I realize that that wasn't what makes me happy. It's not the money that makes me happy. It's not about the, you know, the bags or the nice cars or yada yada. None of that was for my happiness. I create my own happiness. I choose my own happiness. It's the fact that I'm doing what makes me happy is what makes me happy. Whether I'm rich or not, it doesn't freaking matter. What the rich that I define myself to be is the richness I'm getting, the abundance I'm feeling, the feeling I'm getting from pursuing my dreams. And just that in itself, when you finally let go of like the need to be rich, it's almost like that is when you become rich too. It's like, um, it's almost like when you stop wanting things or chasing things, you end up receiving those things. So you just have like this great sense of like, you attract abundance, you manifest abundance. And it's not because of those are the purposes you were trying to achieve. Those were never the goal. It was the part of like pursuing your dreams. It was the part of um getting to where it was that you wanted to be. I want to like think about that a little bit more. I wish I could explain it a little bit better, but there was this like book that I read that was great. It was the Project 369. It was the Project 369 book, and it was said like we want to manifest things because the feeling that they give us. So for example, ask yourself, what do you want to manifest? And like some people, like majority of people would be like, oh, I want to manifest money. Why do you want money? What purpose does it serve you? And if you really think down to the root cause of it, it may be because you feel like your worth comes from money. And that is something that we have to release and let go of, because it's not money that matters. It is the fact that you are pursuing your dream that matters. It is the fact that you are doing something that is providing happiness and fulfillment in your life. It is never about the money, because you could have millions amount of money and still be unhappy. You could be the richest person alive and still be unhappy. And still be like, wow, I'm miserable. I'm absolutely miserable in my life. And when you die, guess what? What happens to all that money? It's gone. It's gave to somebody else. It's like, yeah, maybe towards your family, but like we're on here for a short amount of time. Like, anyways, let me stop rambling about that. So what else is mysteriously attractive about you is the way that you're able to adapt to change. We have this destroyer here. It says light attributes, releasing what is potentially destructive, preparing for a new life. You're really able to see your ego and when you are self-sabotaging, and you're able to destroy what is no longer serving you. You're also somebody that's very adaptable. So like, for example, if you're like a business owner or you're somebody who has a business, it's like, you're not somebody who's going to let their ego get in the way of you building this, crazy, fulfilling, like, corporation. So, for example, like, the ways that some people may sabotage themselves in the beginning of building a business is, like, they may start getting all this money and spending it all because they haven't worked out their traumas of, like, constantly needing to spend their money. You're somebody who doesn't do that. You're somebody who can, like, seriously, like, you have a great relationship with money. You've healed your relationship with money. You're not somebody that's like, I need to spend all my money on this instant. All this money that I made, I need to spend it right now. You're somebody that saves it and uses it to, reinvest in your business to keep building this business more and more and more and bigger and bigger and bigger. And that is what, it's the way that you can adapt. And the way that you're able to constantly change yourself into like a new direction and like new life. It's like a rebirth. You're constantly having rebirths. We have memory. You could have a great memory, pile 3, but I think you could also be somebody that's very focused on the future. You could be somebody who's very obsessive. You could also be somebody who's very passionate, very playful. You see life as a game. You see life as a game. You see life of how far can I take myself? How far can I level up? Literally, how far can I level up? And you are also very sexual. You have great sexual health. You're very erotic. You could maybe have healed your obsession. Because like sometimes obsession, the reason why people get obsessed with things is because they, like, I was watching this podcast and it was talking about, like, it's the void, right? It's the void inside of us. Like, we need to constantly be giving the void of like, oh, like I'm never good enough or I'm never worthy enough. And it's like, you don't believe those things. You maybe in the past have believed that, and that's what like caused you a lot of turmoil to chase like these things of like needing money. But that's like something that's like way in the past, and it's like you don't feel that way anymore. You're like, I know that I'm worthy. I know that I'm good enough. And I'm not going to let those egotistical thoughts of like my own lack of self-worth sabotage my dreams anymore. I'm not going to let that stuff hold me back. I'm not going to I don't need to keep filling this void. I want to enjoy the present. I want to be in the present moment while I'm on this journey. I want to be happy. I want to be fulfilled and have this journey fulfill me, living in the present moment. You're focused on the future, but you're also living in the now. You're also creating memories in the now. You're focused on, and you're happy, Pile 3. You're happy. You are happy. And you could be celebrating more. You could be celebrating yourself more, having more fun, being more playful, just enjoying life, like being in the present moment of like just being happy. And that is what's so mysteriously attractive about you, is the way that you can be happy in the present, but also be so focused on your future. We have the space card and the protection. I think, again, like you are somebody that gives yourself a lot of space to be who it is that they are and who it is that you are. But also, I think you give people the space to be who it is that they are. I think you're very understanding. You're very open to people's differences. You're very... I think you could also be someone who's very in tuned with being able to be in the dark, and not know where you're heading, but like trusting yourself and not being afraid of the dark, not being afraid of the unknown. The protection is like you feel divinely protected. You protect yourself and you feel protected to walk into the unknown. And you're not letting other people's fears hold you back or your own fears hold you back. And you're very protected too. You're very protective. And you're very protected. And that's what's so mysteriously attractive about you. So yeah, that's what I have with the cards. Let's see what we get for your messages. Someone could want to kiss you softly. You could be somebody who kisses very softly, and that could be very attractive. We have nobody is like you. Nobody compares. We have rich under that. What did I fucking say? Crazy change. Yeah, you're going through some crazy changes and people are just astonished. We do have smoker. You could be a smoker. Some of you could be ginger. Someone could be a ginger. Or maybe somebody drinks ginger tea. We have Aquarius. Oh my god, so Aquarius is actually somebody who thrives in chaos. So you could be somebody who literally thrives in chaos, and that is what is mysteriously attractive about you, is the way that you can handle literally anything that comes your way. You thrive in chaos. You could be somebody who's introverted. You could also be someone who's very spiritual. You could be Caucasian. Someone could want to introduce you to their family. You could be very confidently sexy. You could be very emotionally intelligent. People could be keeping tabs on you. I just saw that. I also saw girls' night. And you could have really smooth skin. So that is what I have for you, Pile 3. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please give this video a like, consider subscribing, let me know how I did in the comments, and I'll see you in one of my next ones. If you want to check out the extended, check out the Patreon. Bye!